You ever wake up and feel like your life has become a sitcom, only everyone else forgot to tell you they were playing the villains? It started with a car, just there, in my driveway. Not a driveway, mine. I figured someone parked there by mistake. No big deal. Left a note, polite, almost Canadian levels of polite. But the next morning, there were 2 cars. By Friday, 3. Turns out, the HOA president, let's call her, Karen for tradition's sake, had quietly repurposed my private driveway for community overflow. Without asking, without notifying, without, obeying the law, I complained. Politely, I was met with a $50 fine for non-cooperative behavior. That's when I realized I wasn't dealing with neighbors. I was dealing with an entitled HOA regime that thought they were above accountability. So I got creative. You see, there's a little-known clause in the state statutes. One the HOA really should have read before tangling with me. Let's just say, by the end of this story, not only did I stop the illegal parking, I held a public auction and sold the offenders' cars legally, with receipts. And oh, you better believe the fallout was glorious. But to get there, we had to go through war. I moved into this neighborhood for the peace. Tree-lined streets, quiet evenings. The kind of place where kids ride bikes and people wave even if they don't know you. But beneath the manicured lawns and lemonade smiles was the HOA. Now, I'm not anti-HOA in theory. Some of them help keep things tidy. But this one? This was a dictatorship in beige khakis. And leading the charge? Karen, mid-50s, ironed blouse. Clipboard always in hand like it was a sword. At first it was small stuff. Your garbage bins are out 12 minutes early. Your front yard grass is 75 inches too tall. And then the parking. Week 1, my driveway is mysteriously blocked by a Honda Civic. I leave a note. Please don't park here. This is private property. Week 2, the Civic is back, along with a Toyota Highlander. I knock on Karen's door. She smiles, and says, "Oh, we're just using your space temporarily while we finish the clubhouse renovation." You weren't using it, were you? Wasn't using it, like my property was now a public park because I wasn't physically standing on it. I explain that's not acceptable. She tells me if I have a problem, I can file a grievance which, funny enough, would be reviewed by her. I tried to get support from neighbors. Some agreed it was ridiculous. Others were too afraid to cross Karen. One guy whispered, "She fined me $200 for a mailbox being too whimsical." I don't fight her. By week 3, I couldn't park in my own driveway. They'd begun rotating vehicles. Like it was some HOA valet system, and I was the unpaid doorman. I emailed. No reply. I called. Got put on hold. I put up a private property no parking sign. It was removed within 24 hours. Then came the cherry on top. I received a violation notice in the mail for unauthorized signage. A fine in my mailbox from her. That was just the beginning. After the sign incident, I knew Karen was escalating. So I installed cameras, legal, discreet, facing my driveway. Within 48 hours, I caught HOA board members parking there, laughing, saying things like, "He's too passive to do anything. Free parking. It's not like he needs it." Oh, I needed it all right. But more than that, I needed justice. The next week, Karen doubled down. She hosted a board meeting, passed a motion without me to designate my driveway as a shared resource zone during daylight hours. Completely made up. But it showed up in the HOA bulletin. Printed. Official. That same day, a stranger knocked on my door and asked if I could move my trash bins. They were blocking his SUV from pulling into my driveway. I laughed, out loud. He looked confused. Karen said this is community overflow parking. That night, I returned to find my mailbox stuffed with more fines. Each violation more absurd than the last. Unkempt driveway, $75. Unneighborly communication tone, $50. Obstruction of community vehicle flow, $100. Oh, and then they keyed my car. Yes, that happened. No cameras caught them directly, but it was clear who was behind it. The message was obvious: fall in line, or else. But they underestimated one thing. I may be quiet, I may play nice, but I read everything. HOA bylaws, state regulations, municipal codes. And in the dusty, overlooked corners of those legal docs, I found gold. See, in my state, if someone abandons a vehicle on private property for more than 72 hours without permission, and proper signage is in place, you can report it. Document it. Have it legally impounded. If they don't pay the impound fees within 30 days, you can file to take ownership. and sell it. I just needed to wait. And document. And I documented everything. Step 1. New signs. Legally compliant this time. Private property. Unauthorized vehicles will be towed. Step 2. Certified letters to the HOA, to Karen, to every board member, notifying them officially that their vehicles were trespassing. Step 3. Wait. Sure enough, they ignored it. 3 cars, same usual suspects, parked in my driveway. 72 hours later, I called the tow company. They showed up, no drama, just hooks and hydraulic lifts. Karen showed up just as her Lexus was getting rolled onto the flatbed. She screeched, "You can't do this!" I'm the HOA president. I calmly handed her a printed copy of the state statute, highlighted. Actually, I can. The look on her face. Worth every ounce of frustration, but it got better. See, she refused to pay the impound fees. All 3 of them did. Whether it was ego or denial, I don't know. But after 30 days, I filed the paperwork. It took 2 weeks, but I officially became the owner of 3 vehicles. And I held a public auction. In my own driveway, online listings, put up signs, neighborhood flyers. People showed up. Karen showed up. Tried to call the police. They came, looked at the documentation, and told her she had no case. "Everything's legal, ma'am. It's his property." She stormed off, and I sold the Lexus to a young couple expecting their first kid. Gave them a discount. 2. Symbolic, poetic. The fallout was swift and satisfying. Karen lost her car. And her cool. The HOA held an emergency meeting. I attended officially this time. I brought a folder. Documentation, photos, emails, legal citations. I didn't yell. I didn't gloat. I just read aloud, fact by fact by fact. Neighbors listened. Some gasped. One actually clapped when I mentioned the mailbox fine. Then I handed out copies of the evidence. It wasn't just about my driveway anymore. People started realizing Karen had been abusing her power for years. A vote was held. Karen was removed from the board. Unanimously. I walked out of that meeting to a round of applause. But the real cherry on top? 2 weeks later, the new HOA president, someone sane, personally apologized. They refunded every fine, sent a formal letter clearing all violations from my record, and added a new clause to the bylaws. Private driveways shall never be designated for shared use without written consent. Guess who wrote that clause? Peace. That's what I bought that day. Not with money, but with patience, planning, and a little poetic justice. It wasn't about revenge. It was about boundaries. When people cross lines and expect you to stay silent, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is learn the rules better than they do. Karen thought I was just another pushover homeowner. Turns out I was a law-abiding auctioneer with a grudge and a printer. I still get thank you notes from neighbors. And that young couple? They named their baby Alexis. Spelled like the car. True story. So here's my takeaway. When power is abused in silence, justice whispers back with a megaphone. Have you ever dealt with an HOA nightmare? Or had someone steal your space, literally or metaphorically? Drop your story in the comments. I read them all. And if you made it this far, comment "Justice Served" below. Like, subscribe. And remember, never underestimate the quiet guy with the driveway.